Welcome, folks, to Story Break, a writer's room podcast where Hollywood's hottest armchair screenwriters, that's me and one of you maybe, I would say hottest, have 1 hour to adapt the unadaptable by turning pop culture's best and worst, dankest and stankest properties into solid cinematic gold. I'm Freddie. I'm the one in the middle.
I'm Matthew Arnold. I'm the one to the right of Freddie, who's in the middle.
And I'm Will, and I'm drinking a delicious, delicious passion fruit liqueur, which I just found out Freddie doesn't like, and I can't speak to him anymore, and I can't believe I've been working with him as long as I have.
Yep.
So we are doing this podcast live because just before, you folks tuning in the audio-only version, just before this, we were playing the thing we're trying to adapt this week to try and get a little bit of the flavor, to swish it around in our mouths a little bit, and
Like a delicious LaCroix.
Like a sweet, delicious passion fruit liqueur.
So this week, we're going to try to do the series and/or movie for the new Nintendo Switch title, ARMS.
Which is awesome.
Which is awesome, which is a lot of fun.
So for those who
Quick, off the dome, ARMS, acronym, go.
Oh, no.
Aggressive,
real-time
makeshift
strategies.
Yeah, aggressive real-time makeshift strategies.
No, the guy get like fists in there somehow. Like
ARMS really make sex good. Sorry.
Well, there it is. That's our for sale baby shoes never worn adaptation of ARMS.
So, for those who don't know, ARMS is a new Nintendo fighter, but the concept of it, and I will get to the complex and official lore that there is, and we'll read the entire
Dark Souls-esque lore.
Yeah, we're going to read
ARMS.
the entire lore because we have to at least stick to that.
Yeah,
but ARMS is a new fighter by Nintendo that has 10 weird characters that all have arms with springs, like big springy arms that can stretch really far, and they punch each other.
Yep.
Except for one. Well, there's a few changes in that. Anyways, the lore from Nintendo.
Thank you at Rocket Lex for tweeting this at me. This is the official ARMS lore that we will need to stick to.
Yes.
So go ahead.
So stay with us because it is a little bit long here. It's literally one day people just woke up with extendable spring arms. Nobody knows why. Some of those people decided to use their arms to make money fighting. Nintendo has said they will add more lore later. Okay.
Oh, and really quick, by the way, we do have a chat running here.
They will add lore later because this podcast is about to become canon.
We do have a chat, and someone did suggest aggressive robotic mechanic strikers. Anthony Sishi. It's pretty good.
As aggressive robotic. Are they always robotic though?
No.
Like, because there's Ribbon Girl and there's
Freddie, I'm sorry. I thought there was 2 writers at this table. So can we stick with it? So the ARMS lore. So I do like that it is seemingly this random cosmic event has just made people have... Now, they say everybody, but that's not true because Twintel, who I think is like in Hollywood, has normal arms. She has springy hair.
Yeah, what the hell happened? All right,
hold on.
But here's why this is such good lore.
They're not even internally consistent. Twintel look at this picture of her. She's holding a cup of tea with her regular ass arms, and her hair is her arms. So are we to think that she's some sort of
robots with springs,
or she's some sort of Goro monstrosity where there's
I think I got a good entry point into the story. Sorry, guys, to jump. I know I'm like 20 steps ahead of you.
All right, we'll circle back, but go ahead.
So Mechanica is this girl who's in this mech, which makes me think she doesn't have robot arms. She had to literally create an entire machine to participate in what everybody else got. It'd be like if the entire world got springy arms, but she didn't.
Yeah.
Or she was born afterwards, or whatever it is. So she literally had to make a machine to fit in with everybody.
Okay.
So that's cool.
Can we pull up because we have the TV here. I just want to, all right, we've got Freddie's thing. I just want to be able to
you can
look
also
at
look
the
through,
characters.
these are all the different characters.
All right,
so you can go back and forth on that.
Twintel. All right, how do I, okay.
There's left and right, and they give you some things in their
The
moves.
fighters.
So everybody appears with... Now, is it everybody in the world or like certain people?
I mean, it has to be certain people, given that I'm looking at a character with regular ass arms drinking tea.
Well, no, that's just Twintel, but it's almost like the ability, like the thing that
some people have it. Some people have it.
Well, like she still got hit by it. Like, let's say it was lightning bolts. She still got hit by lightning and just hit
some
her hair
alien
for some reason.
Some alien cosmic event hits a bunch of random people, and they come out with gigantic arms. And the normal
And
sort
also there's robots.
and also there's robots. So
Let's just mean this in the future.
Well, so one direction that would go, like in a movie, is like, oh, these are like the 10 chosen so and so, and they're a band of, like almost like a Sense8-esque kind of direction you could go with that. The other direction you could go, which is like everyone's like, this is cool and kind of useless. You guys want to make a sport around it? It's like, yeah.
Can you go back to the official quote from Nintendo? Because I do believe it was everybody woke up with curly Q arms.
One day,
people just woke up with extendable spring arms.
see.
Nobody knows why. Some of those folks decided to use their arms to make money fighting. So it is.
So some of the folks, by the way,
money fighting. People are paying for this.
This is
a sport now.
Some people, by the way, are clearly using their arms for not making money fighting. Oh man, there's some really fun.
Well, yeah, there should be. So there should be somebody who's using this magical ability for evil.
Okay, so you're
so there are actual. Okay, you've got the website.
So I'm pulling up each of these characters. I have the website up. So I'm looking at, for example, Spring Man, who was a bouncer with arms made of springs. No wonder they call him the bouncer. Nope, he was not actually a bouncer. He just has something to do with his arms. So
read his bio. What does he got?
Well, that one's useless. But for example, but some of them do. So here's the ramen bomber, Min Min. Min Min says, a member of ramen royalty. She hails from the famed Nintendo Noodle House. Her spicy kicks are known to that's very good, guys. Are known to knock down her opponent's attacks. Can her fiery personality bring the championship belt home for her family's restaurant?
So there's a belt.
It's like a Mortal Kombat-esque.
Okay. All right. So Mechanica.
But
they do have backstories. Like they clearly.
And by the way, Mechanica is almost you almost just like dunked it from half court with this one. This young arms super fan honed her engineering genius working at the local scrapyard. She wasn't born with stretchy arms, so what choice did she have but to build a fighting suit herself? When she rides into battle, she can hover in midair. I didn't know that would have picked this character. Can she soar to the top of the arms Grand Prix she's always loved? So it's like everybody's coming in with these like different kind of interesting.
Okay. All right. But in the game itself, if you've played the Grand Prix, eventually you beat and not. I don't know if Danny's in this room. Maybe he can help me if you don't want to Google it. But he beats. Like, you beat the last guy who's, like, the best. I forget what his name is. But then it turns into Headlock, which is, like, a 6-arm thing. I don't know if that's, like, evil technology that took over or what.
There's an arms laboratory.
So real quick, so we have Helix, the Gumby-looking mofo.
There's, like, a sort of Gumby, like a man made out of green slime.
With, like, DNA Helix arms.
Yes.
An experiment by Arms Laboratories, the leaders in arms research. In addition to his arms, his whole body is stretchy, and his signature arms are just as weird. He secretly entered the Grand Prix to prove the merit of the lab's research. This feels a lot like Mortal Kombat, or like
it feels like people did not just suddenly wake up with arms. It sure seems like some like Flash level. Some scientists were playing God and then accidentally exploded and then gave a bunch of people springy arms.
But my point is, in terms of like a bunch of different fighters coming in to fight in the tournament, right? That's Bruce Lee.
Entered the Dragon,
right? That's like your Enter the Dragon.
Now, do they have Headlock in here so he has an explanation?
No, Headlock is not. Headlock is not a official fighter
because he's got 6 arms. And he's like the bad guy you beat.
Well, so let's settle here let's hone in on the character, right? Like who do we want to follow in this world? And there's something actually honestly kind of interesting.
Like I'm drinking information from a fire hose right now. Oh God, this is so wild. All right.
The Arms Fighting League seems to be closely affiliated with the Arms Laboratory, the birthplace of Helix and Headlock.
Okay.
So Headlock is like this evil version of Helix.
Okay.
Helix would be a cool buddy character since he's like not human. He's just like
I think of the merchandising.
Yeah.
But like, again, in the arc, do we want to do like a fighting movie? Like
well, it has to.
Yeah.
I think.
Yes, I think we're sort of bolted into some sort of tournament movie structure. Or again, some sort of like Shaolin
Mortal
Kombat
thing. So Mortal Kombat did, like you had Johnny. They picked Johnny Cage and Liu Kang as your human sort of entry points into it, right? Do we want to do like what is that conflict from the get go? Do you want the regular person? Do we want Mechanica, who's just a regular?
I do kind of like.
I like Mechanica because what I was going to say is like, okay, if we try to keep it as like this is a PG movie made by like whatever Disney, right? Is Nintendo. Yeah. I like that. So and she's young. She's like the youngest of them all. Mm-hmm. So she's like this young girl coming in. I like that you have this outsider and almost like a disability story in a weird way where she's the one person who doesn't have these bizarre arms because maybe she was born after the fact or whatever. She was just born without springy arms and she loves this fighting. And I like this like young underdog coming up into the ranks because I feel like that fits kind of like. And here's what you could do is that it would eventually get to like I don't know if it becomes like red belt or something where the league is actually corrupt or there's something bigger to it because there's this science.
That feels like a good angle though.
To Headlock is not about the sport; it's about the science experiments they're doing or whatever.
So like, what is their big, like the question would be like, what is like, is there some sinister thing that having everybody be super stretchy gets you towards?
Well, because yeah, that's true. Because I would imagine it's something similar to like you would do kind of this like intro of like the history of arms, or this like, you know, like the big match in like 1980s or whatever, and you see that she's this like 4-year-old girl who's like pretending to punch. It would be like literally like she's watching the match and she's pretending to punch, and then like a big stretchy arms comes past her, and her older brother is like has stretchy arms or whatever, and she realizes like I'm never gonna be like an arms fighter or something. I don't know.
So you're saying like maybe that there's a. So I mean, you have her, but who else can you bring into this? Because again, like it was more than just one, obviously in your. Because even like Enter the Dragon, right? He pretty much.
Well, yeah, I think she would.
Pretty early.
What is Will thinking?
I just went to my mind palace for a little bit. There's just guys, this one is so weird. Like I'm like, all right. Just to see if I can get the lay of the land here. There is this company called Arms.
Yes.
That does research.
Yes.
And they built the green goo guy Helix, but they also built the villain of the piece. Headlock, who's Goro, basically, from Mortal Kombat, who has 6 springy arms. Separate from this, there is this bit of lore that people just woke up one day.
Yeah.
And some of them, and clearly some of them, because plenty of people don't, some of them just had stretchy arms when they woke up one day. So we've got that in one corner. You've got Arms, the research company, who is the leading arms research company.
Yeah, they just say Arms Research.
So that feels okay. So bear with me. So you have those two things. Now then you have the Grand Prix, the Arms Grand Prix. That is this contest that some of the people who have stretchy arms enter to fight and stuff.
Yeah, and they make a ton of money.
And they make a ton of money.
It's clearly popular.
And it's a really awesome, popular sport. And they jump around and punch people and stuff like that.
It's the new UFC.
Okay, but then also you don't have to just have, because again, robots enter.
Yeah,
like there's a robot.
Well, it's a very woke modern society where sentient AI are considered people
you've got
too.
Bite and Bark. Can you look up the lore for Bite and Bark, please?
You will love the lore for Bite and Bark.
Because Bite and Bark is like a robot.
If you had to guess what their day job was,
I believe they're police constables of some sort.
Incorrect. Beach Patrol.
Yes. What?
That's really good.
The duo of police robot Bite and dog robot Bark make for an intimidating beach patrol team. By the way, how bad have our nation's beaches become that they need this intimidating robot duo to patrol them? Bite is known to take a big leap off Bark and rain down punches on opponents. But if they win the Arms Grand Prix, who's going to patrol Buster Beach?
Buster Beach. Okay. So you've got Beach Patrol Man. We've got the bouncer. We've got, okay. All right. And so then there's this contest.
Ramen girl is trying to bring.
So it strikes me, and again, I just want to I want to get to a character story in a second, because there's a lot of stuff here. I love the ramen girl. I love the kid with the robot, or the kid who builds the mech or whatever. I want to take a step back and think from a world building perspective.
Yeah.
This strikes me almost X-Men-esque. Do you know what I mean? Like something like just there was a mutation in the genes and something people have superpowers. There was some sort of mysterious event occurred, right? And then people had stretchy arms afterwards. And then you have this company trying to figure out why that happened. That seems to me what you would be doing with arms research, right?
Right.
Is that it almost feels like The Incredibles, like that you would have, like, some people have these superpowers. It's almost like organic athletes, right? Like Michael Phelps, like the reason he's such a great swimmer is he's a mutant. Like his arms are gigantic, and obviously he works his ass off, but like he has a certain advantage just because of the way he's built, that he's a great swimmer.
Yeah.
So you would do that. Let's say 1% of the world's population woke up with stretchy arms one day, and then it was like they became super popular.
Well, hold on, back up for a second, because I can see this also being like the first, like if you want to get into like, corporation intrigue or something, it's like this happened, and they're like, it's almost like a Willy Wonka-esque, we're looking for these people to compete in this thing, and they have sinister motives, but it feels like the first ever tournament feels like a place to start, like rather than this being like an already established sport and having to like jump the time there to have it be like this. I don't know how you
what if just everybody does have springy arms?
But that's not the lore. What about Twintel? And what about?
Well, there's 2 of them, but Twintel still has springy hair. And then you would do Mechanicus essentially like a weird. It's kind of like the Simpsons where they make the joke like having 5 fingers. Twintel, like Mechanicus is just like this freak who was born with non-springy arms.
Okay, so you do like your kind of classic underdog story.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of this world. Like, can you do fun gags versus like, again, it's like everybody just like, I don't know, like everybody in those cartoons look weird.
How did this one guy wind up with chain arms?
Oh, Ninjara?
Yeah.
Well, Will. Ninjara, the student of stealth. He was currently training at Ninja College, or as it's officially named, Rasen Ninjutsu University. The ninjutsu techniques of this student of stealth allow him to disappear into thin air and make fools of his opponents. The Arms Grand Prix is also his senior project. And that
Wait, what?
And that challenge it's his senior project, I guess.
Oh, okay. So like his senior project is to go win the Arms
gonna go
Grand
win
Prix. I was
Arms.
like, he's running a Grand Prix for his.
Oh, no,
senior,
no,
okay.
no.
So you
yeah,
definitely have all these people who have these emotional and character-driven reasons to want to win the Grand Prix.
Which is
You
cool.
have
Yes.
Somebody
Which
trying
is
to,
cool.
yeah, like somebody who just wants to do well in school. Somebody wants to bring back legacy to their family's ramen shop. Somebody has been a fan their entire life and wants to prove they can do it.
One
Helix, I guess,
one
wants
person's
to,
literally a mummy
yeah. Wait, what's the mummy?
What's the mummy's deal?
searching for their long lost family, apparently.
Read it though. Wrapped up in mystery and bandages.
It's the Grim Creeper. We're talking about Master Mummy.
Yeah, there's a mummy as well.
With an uncharacteristically buff body for a mummy, this heavyweight shrubs off punches like it's nothing. All we know about this guy is one day he woke up at the mausoleum, capitalized, so it's clearly a proper noun, and now he's entering the Grand Prix. There's a story there. ...
Somebody
Thanks,
gave
Nintendo.
up. Somebody gave up.
Oh boy.
I get why they had a mummy. It was just because rapping. So it's like that works for an arm.
But now I'm like, if he's like a mummy, that means he's from forever ago.
Or he's using the mummy iconography to hide some deep, dark, secret truth.
Or when this lightning bolt or whatever made everybody have springy arms, one of them just brought a dead guy back to life for some reason.
And gave him
Why-
springy arms too.
Springy arms too. of
Unless it was like, this is a mummy's curse.
oh my goodness.
You know, like for disturbing the mummy.
Yeah, this is still the real world, so there's mummy curses. Like, so yeah, no, this guy's like an explorer who got cursed as a mummy.
Oh no, I meant that it would be like the tomb of this mummy was unearthed, and then the seal sarcophagus was cracked, and it's like, you've disturbed my slumber, and now I'm cursing the world with springy arms.
Oh, you're saying,
that's the
wow, you're putting the entire lore of arms onto the mummy. I was saying there's like Indiana Jones, so in springy arms Indiana Jones was going into, you know, some temple and then unearthed the mummy, and then the mummy like grabbed him and turned him into a mummy, and he's like, well, shit.
Or it could be the mummy is the source of all of our.
I mean, look,
laws.
there's a reason they put a mummy in there. Nintendo is clearly trying to tell us something, so it would be.
What if Mechanic Girl was in space at the time of the event that gave people stretchy arms?
Okay,
Like,
okay.
yeah,
Well, that's why she
was an
hasn't-
asteroid farmer, and she comes back to Earth, and everyone has stretchy arms, but she missed the thing.
Like she comes back and everyone's like,
I'm getting too bogged down in
Everyone's like
details.
shaking their hands,
All right.
but they're very far away.
Oh, this is gonna. My brain is.
Yeah,
Gonna
that's what I'm trying to. I guess that's why I was thinking about it in terms of an animated movie. Not necessarily that it is animated, but like they don't question that there are monsters in Hotel Transylvania or something. It's like everybody, all the monsters are just monsters, and they're monster people. So I'm just wondering, it's like, are we just in a world of
This
springy
feels.
people?
I'll throw another thing out there, which this feels more like a Saturday morning cartoon than it does a movie.
Oh yeah. That feels more
I'm
like.
just gonna float that out there.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, now see, but Saturday morning cartoon usually when you talk about like it's usually. Well, I'm trying to think.
Or
here.
an anime. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Okay. So then, because I was thinking like the fun of like the beach dog. Was I was thinking it would be fun if this was like a clubhouse of like fighters, or like there's like a group of people, kind of like not just like you're following one person. Because then you could also have like they're the scrappy small team. You know, they live by the beach, and you know.
You're doing like almost like I see what you're saying. So you do like they're the underdog like team, and there's
Because
this,
you would
like,
do that
ragtag
Helix, you do
group
that. The
of-
Arms Research Company is just the best fighting league in the world. Also, it's like, you know, it's like Ferrari having
Oh,
a
right, F1 car.
F1
Yeah,
car, and you
yeah,
know, it's
yeah.
this like local team is trying to race them, or whatever.
I see,
Because then you
yeah.
could also do Helix because he's so adorable looking. I feel like he knows that Arms is like cheating and has this like greater, you know, sinister alternative. And even though he's one of their fighters, he like throws a match and ends up like joining them or something to fight.
Right.
I like Helix's. You could do like an ET type thing where like he escapes evil Arms lab and then
Yeah.
joins the good guys. I'm trying to think, like, do you
That feels like
structure
its
this like
own-
we pick a main character, right? Like the little girl.
Yeah.
And then you have a mentor character who's like a coach. And then
she's like super huge into Ribbon Girl. Like she loves watching Ribbon Girls.
Ribbon Girls are just because Ribbon Girls, she's a fan of Ribbon Girl, that doesn't mean
Yeah, I actually make the opposite. I make Ribbon Girl be like really mean, like her first like enemy, because it's like she meets her hero, and Ribbon Girl, I feels like she's
Ribbon
like this-
Girl's just the best. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like
she's-
it's like you're like, oh, I'm a fan of Michael Jordan. That doesn't mean
Michael-
Michael Jordan's your fucking mentor.
Yeah.
What's the girl's name?
Mechanica.
Mechanica, yeah.
Okay, Mechanica.
That's her fighter's name.
All right.
You gotta pick a fighter's name, Will.
Yes, Mechanica. All right. So let's see. Okay. All right. I'm going to get a nosebleed here. This is so hard, and this is such a weird one.
Well, I like the Saturday morning cartoon sort of less, well, here's the thing. Saturday morning cartoons always have like, what's their central villain, right? Like it's always like it's Captain Planet and it's the team versus X, right? Or it's like, if it's Pokemon, it's Team Rocket or whatever it is. It's like there's, in this style of thing, it's always like, who's the main bad guy they're always sort of constantly up against, or that is that presence throughout the series.
I could see like Twintel being her idol, because like Twintel seems like kind of like an older, she's got it together girl.
Twintel also doesn't have
arms.
Yeah,
and she found a way around it with her perfect hair.
She uses shampoo from Arms, like Arms. Arms like did a
Arms Corp shampoo, so it's almost like a Korean.
Helix is shampoo. Helix is Arms shampoo that escaped.
Like mutated.
Or what if? Bear with me.
Helix touched her hair. What? Go.
Could you do something like Helix escaped, right? And Arms is looking for him, and he hides in Twintel's hair. And that's how Twintel fights, is that she's got Helix in her hair.
Well, how's Helix fight by himself?
Huh?
Just later, we'll save that as like Helix pops out and then fights as Helix.
I guess it's goofy. Never mind. I do like the idea that he's just a sentient version of the shampoo that she uses to give her, or that there was a shampoo accident or something like that.
Yeah.
Or like, again, it's like it was something. Anyway, I just like it being shampoo. I think that's funny. And then he's sentient shampoo.
Okay, let's do ET. Wait, I like ET because it'd be this. It's like Helix is smart.
Yeah.
He's this. I'm just going to assume he's smart.
With a name like Helix.
He's Helix. Okay, Mechanica lives in a small town where there's like all local fighters. Like she likes the robot she always wants to go to the beach because she likes the lifeguard because it's Bite and whatever his name is.
Bite and Bark.
And she likes that.
Well, she fixes him up. She's a mechanic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Perfect.
And I was gonna say, but she's never quite found a way to replicate the arms the way that people have them. Like she makes really good gadgets. You would show that, like, right? And she's even spent her whole life her whole like 14-year-old life trying to make arms that are as good as the real arms, but it's mechanically impossible until Helix escapes. And you do the ET type thing, and she finds Helix, and then you do like Helix gives her, all she needed was a little bit of Helix power to like literally get like on the arms, and like he takes her to the next level.
Wait, what?
I was gonna say like Helix escapes like ET, and gives her like the power to make the suit.
I don't understand how that works. Is the only thing.
she
Plus, it's also the cop robot already has springy arms.
Shampoo.
No, but I'm just saying in the specific thing. Like, did she like? What? I just don't
because
understand.
the cop robot.
Yeah, cop robot's all set.
Well, she's 14. Like maybe Helix made the suit for her because she really wants to play.
I definitely like her being a mechanic.
Her being a mechanic
she's
is
a mechanic.
cool.
Okay.
She's the scrapyard scrapper, which means she works at a scrapyard, which I like as well.
So it's a small
she has a
town.
level.
It's a small beach
scrapyard.
town.
Okay.
Like Steven Universe style. Small beach town, and she wants to join the big leagues. So one day, right, you do the ETS, the sort of like alien comes in and she's like, and wacky antics ensue, and then they team up to go to the tournament.
Why does she want? Obviously, she's a fan of fighting.
Yeah,
but like, what's gonna drive her? Like, what is she learning on this journey?
What if Bite is her dad? Like she's an orphan, and she's raised by this dad robot and the dog, and then
pretty
like
good.
Pretty
you
good.
Would do,
I'm so into that.
You would do that. The Goro guy is getting rowdy on the beach, and he kills her father, and then she uses his mechanical arms to enter the. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, so it's like a family.
Wait. So her suit is
her
suit is the corpse of her father.
Modified, Matt. Heavily modified.
Or maybe he has an old rusty pair of old arms that she uses as her arms or something. I don't know.
Maybe that's why she finally joined. Maybe that's why she finally enters.
Real quick, the dog is still there though. Buddy dog. Yeah, Buddy.
She has a little dog buddy.
He's so cute.
So it's like a little Rocky story.
Or I mean, it also feels like you could do it. You would have that. He should be he's just like the cop that's hot on her trail or something like that, or like he's a cop that's investigating something. Like
the mechanical thing is fun because they have that link already.
I like that she was raised by a robot, and I like just to stick on some paths here. I also think using Headlock as like this Goro character, I would do that. He just showed up this Grand Prix out of nowhere. Like nobody knows who he is or how this exists. If you've seen him, he's actually like the head of the second to last boss with a different body. He seems to be some like.
Can you pull up a picture of this last guy for me?
What's the guy's name?
Headlock arms.
Oh, this guy looks hardcore.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is like he showed, and like you would do that. He is of course like the ultimate creation. If Helix is like arms experiment numero 1, Headlock is their ultimate creation. An unstoppable punching, fighting machine, so dangerous and so violent that it has literally murdered people in the Grand Prix at the end. One maybe being her father. If you do like he takes down Bark and Bite or whatever.
So
and this gives her a reason to join the Grand Prix.
Dude, you have that scene where it's the flashback and like and like Bark is like dying and then like the mechanical dog comes up to lap at the corpse. Like, no.
Well, she's got nothing. She's always wanted to fight. Okay, barely. She's always wanted to fight.
Yeah.
Especially since her robot dad is a fighter.
Yeah.
Amazing. She loves going to her dad's matches. And she makes incredible gadgets. She's never even thought about making a suit for herself yet. That seems too crazy. And she's too young for it. But sure enough, Headlock shows up and murders her father in the ring. And she's now an orphan. She already was once, clearly. But now she is an orphan. And she's got nothing. She sells everything she's got and she scraps together and she makes a suit and she's going to join. She's going to go into the league. And then you would have like,
and then she's got she can still have the robot puppy.
Yeah, exactly. She still has a robot puppy. And you do that, she joins some local team or there's like a boot camp or something. And yeah, sure enough, you do the classic, like I'm thinking of like Brooklyn, like getting on the boat to America. She enters, she gets into a small dorm room. It's a small bunk bed, like Twintel's already there. And she's like, wait, are you that movie star? It's like, I don't want to talk about it. It's like, ooh, what's Twintel's story? Why did she quit movies to freaking come here to this like low level league? And you do that, this girl with no parents who's fighting for revenge against Headlock is going to, make it on her own, like through this league is like maybe a place to start.
Yes, there's a lot of that I like.
Yeah, cool, we're done.
Yeah, we're done. That's it. We're done, guys. I like that, he kills her dad in the ring.
Yeah.
And you would do, it's almost like the Apollo Creed Rocky, the Apollo Creed fight, where it's like, this is just supposed to be a fun brawl on the beach, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like just a local cup or whatever, but this is where they're testing out Headlock.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Just to, like, see if he's combat ready. And then, like, this is the match where they're like, yes, Headlock is, like, good to play. Like, he's got to take down the local champ to get into the ARMS tournament, right?
Sure.
Like, to be able to get into the tournament itself, you have to, beat someone who won the last tournament or something like that. So they're like, and he's the former champion or whatever. So then, they knock his block off.
Yeah.
And then she's like, no. And there's her and the dog. And then she uses her mechanical prowess. And, like maybe there's like some recordings of her dad or like, his AI still talk to her.
Well, I think
they're
literally going to take, I think that you literally do like the authorities come and they're going to take her to foster care or whatever. And she's like, well, let me clean up and give me a day or whatever. And of course she just liquidates everything, takes all the pieces, makes a suit and gets the hell out of there.
Yeah.
And she's this runaway now who's not going to just go to some foster care. She can take care of herself and bark, it's like a girl and her dog on the run going to avenge her father against the, this new monster of a boxing thing.
Okay. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, because you get, again, I kind of like the idea of Twin Tales. Because, again, I'm thinking of like
Is it too dark? Well, no, I mean, like, Bambi's mom died, right?
Yeah, no, it was a robot.
Spoilers, guys.
They even be part of it. It's like, she was always an orphan. She was raised by a robot. That shouldn't even be legal anymore. People are just like really not woke with robot parents.
Yeah, like everyone's not like this is a future where it's just like everyone's not okay with robots. Just everything else is okay.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, robot.
Oh, okay. I have a thought. I think you do. She builds her thing, right?
Yeah.
And then her first match is there's a local robot. There's a local club, right?
Yeah.
A local boxing club, and she shows up and she gets her butt kicked.
Yeah.
And the bouncer at the club. Ooh. Mr. Springman, Springman, not Mr.
Man.
Springman, who is like, he doesn't, he sees something in her and he's like, you're going to get your ass kicked. Like, let me train. It's kind of like Eddie the Eagle or something like that. Like, I'm kind of like, who's that mentor character, right?
Yeah. I don't know why I really like the idea of maybe just, I'm trying to get two girl characters, but I don't know. There's something about, I see like a 14-year-old girl and this like older 19, like an older sister type thing with Twintel.
Twintel's so fucking fabulous though. Like Twintel's like a movie star, dude. Like when Twintel shows up, it needs to be a huge deal. Like I feel like if you were gonna do,
but why would this fabulous movie star go into boxing? It feels like somebody who is fleeing like the Hollywood scene.
Is she actually a movie star? What's her deal?
Yeah, star of the silver screen.
The mega celeb. Because she conquered the rest of the world, and they're like, yeah, but she can't friggin', like she's, I don't know, like, to me, it's like she's conquered everything, and this is the only thing left.
Okay. Let's try to sound a little more interesting with Twintel, but okay. I just like the idea of like a...
when I think of a mentor character, I think of Mr. Miyagi, I think of Yoda, I think of the crusty old fart from Rocky.
I guess I'm thinking more of like Kate Hudson in Almost Famous, like more like older sister that's like going to teach her going to the new world than it is like just like a old guy.
Real Steel might not be a bad reference.
No, but then I would go with the ramen girl.
Yeah, Min Min.
I would go with Min. Like Min Min is the local champ or something like that, or she's like a local scrapper or something like that. If you're going to do someone takes her under her wing, it's just to me like if you're going to have like your Michael Jordan character that she meets, it's got to be Twintel. I don't know. Does that make sense?
No, I agree. No, I absolutely agree. I think it's because we have there's a certain vocabulary when it comes to like sort of these mentor characters, and Min Min according to this is 18 and the ramen sort of champion, but like that's not bad, right? So she's like the local champ because it's like she's doing this to promote the ramen house, and like and so it's that feels like a thing that will be in the beach town.
Actually, Min Min seems more like a rival,
or like a friend, or she's like the same age. I mean, she's not exactly, but they're both young, and she's got a family. She's doing it for her family.
Well, point is there may not be an exact mentor figure, but you're thinking.
I think we're just thinking. I mean, I'll be honest. Every time I hear mentor, I think it's like this, like kind of more, What
about the ninja guy?
He's just like ninja guy's just
the ninja guy is hired by the foster care place to hunt her down.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're gonna stick with the lore. It's for his class.
Huh?
I mean, that's how he's graduating
from ninja school.
Ninja school. It's like you need to hunt down and kill this. Yeah, that's how you get.
That's a Helix. Oh wait, no. That's not Helix.
What about Helix?
He's the one that's there to hunt her down. Yeah, we should figure out Helix. I don't know why we're trying to get all of them in.
Yeah, you don't have to get everyone in there.
Yeah. I guess I'm almost thinking about this more weirdly, which maybe is the problem. I think about as much as like a small town girl goes into like the big city and like she's moving into an apartment and she gets the cool in the know street smart 6 years older girl who's going to take her to clubs too early and but it's also going to be the way she grows up. Maybe that's not the right way. That's kind of what I was thinking of for Twintel, but maybe that doesn't work for I
just don't know if that works with this revenge story.
Yeah, no, it probably doesn't.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like if she was moving to the town to be at like Bright Lights Big City, I'm going to go be a star. Yeah, then there's like
okay.
I mean, maybe you can play both of those things. Then I would do that. She gets a job working at a boxing club or
making
something
her way
like
up
that.
or whatever.
I don't know.
I think you got to stick with the revenge story and with the dog and.
Well, yeah, no, I mean we're sticking with that. I guess it's just like, how is she going to? She needs to right. If I'm thinking about her, it's like, okay, first things, it's like I'm parentless. I have no job. I have no money. I'm on my own, and I want to go to this Grand Prix. So let's say the Grand Prix is in whatever for the back of. Let's not say New York City. Let's say Nintendo City or whatever it's called.
So she's got to raise money to even get in.
And that's why I thought you were going with like the first match. It's like she does a match because she just needs money for the freaking train ticket to get there.
Right.
And you could do if you want to do like the nice moment. Maybe it is like this she's seeing these like kind of kind moments from kind of some of the characters. It'd be like she loses and then Robin or the bouncer maybe sees her and like just like literally is like, where are you going, kid? Like why were you fighting? Like where are you going? She's like, I'm just trying to get a ticket to New York City or whatever it is, and he gives her a ticket to New York City and he's like, good luck out there. Like you got something or something like that. I don't know. A character just comes in and solves her problem for her.
Yeah.
That's how drama works.
What about it's her and I keep going back to the Helix, to the alien.
Yeah.
Right? So she's half of your buddy road trip, and then this wacky I'm just Metroid all over again. And then there's a wacky green alien.
The problem is there is one.
But there is one. It's like he escaped from the evil laboratory or whatever, so he's on the run. And she's trying to, I don't know, but he can't be seen, right?
Yeah.
But he is pure arms. Like maybe he can, I don't know.
Oh maybe it's something like, okay,
he needs help
not to just rob from the brilliance of Speed Racer. But maybe you do something
there were some people in the chat here being like, this should just be as crazy as Speed Racer. So
yes,
I think
100%.
It is absolutely as crazy as Speed Racer. I think what if, okay, he escaped from the lab. Why did he escape? Well, because he's unhappy with what they're doing. He's the Snowden or whistleblower of arms. And what is it? It's like he knows something about Headlock, not just that he's got 6 arms, which is already, I think, should be pushing the legality of him entering the match. But regardless, Headlock is unstoppable because of something. Like they've programmed him, they've made something. Helix was what they were going for, and he evolved into perfection, which is Headlock, and he is there to murder people or whatever it is. Because what I imagine it would be almost like a Obi-Wan Kenobi or Speed Racer moment where like right before her big match with Headlock, like Helix finally gets to her and it's like, quit. Like, you are going to die in this. There is no way to beat him.
So she's not, are they not together on the road or something?
No,
like
I'm
that?
not. I'm trying to figure out how to use it. I don't know if I feel like if anybody for her to be on the road with, Helix is the least interesting. He's just a blob.
No, that's fair. I mean,
like he works to me as like a good like.
I don't know. He's like I could see him as like a wacky comic relief character or something like that.
But compared
right?
to like Min Min or Twintel, all these characters with personalities who I can see like her and an 18-year-old with a family, or a cool older sister who's like a celebrity, or Ribbon who's her idol, or
he feels more like a MacGuffin kind of object in the middle. You know that
Helix sucks. I was just gonna say everybody hates Helix.
Outrageous to me. All right.
I think focus on the revenge story here. I think we keep going away from that and trying to get more characters in, but I don't think there's a reason for it.
Well, again, in terms of revenge, like what I guess that's what I was getting to is like we know her story in terms of like what she wants. She wants to go and she needs to survive in the big city. She needs to work her way up in the ranks, and she needs to get into the grand tournament and get all the way to the top if she's going to fight Headlock. So it's just like how is that character interesting, like throughout that, like what are her struggles there? And like I would get like as a girl on the run, she's got to find a place to stay, she's got to survive on her own. I think Will's questioning this entire idea.
I don't know, gentlemen. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to man, this is a hard one. My problem with revenge is just there aren't any stakes to it. She just wants to kill a guy. Like, you need to, like, just bear with me.
Yeah.
But in Taken, his daughter's alive. He's going to find her again. Like, in its weird, gross way, her virginity is at stake, which is super disgusting. But it's, it makes for drama. Count of Monte Cristo, it's not just, dude, these guys screwed me over and I'm going to go kill them. Like, there is that. But it's also, you have the dramatic irony. Aren't they, like, courting his wife or something like that? Isn't there like
there's his daughter?
No, and at least in that one, they're throwing everything at him. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I just don't. I don't know.
How about Rocky IV? I mean, it's the stake
Rocky
of the
IV, like
country.
Scorching hot take. Rocky IV is not a good movie.
No, I don't think anybody thinks it's a good movie. It's a fun movie. Maybe
that's my worry about revenge, is that it's like, what are the stakes of it? Like, so she just wants to kill this guy? Like, I don't.
Well, that's where Helix kind of is interesting, because it's like, again, if you do like company conspiracy thing that is happening, then the stakes are she needs to win the tournament to blow the whole thing wide open, or she needs to defeat the so-and-so to reveal the you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of a very kids movie-esque.
So ignoring, like, and to be fair, I never saw Creed, so I don't know what that moment is when they reveal why he's doing it. But in terms of, like, yes, revenge is not like a kill. I don't think she's planning to kill Headlock. Again, maybe you do that, he cripples her or something. I mean, cripples the dad. To me, it's like, if she always wanted to be a fighter, this is the thing. She's got nothing left. She doesn't have a family anymore. All she has is her own, the brain between her ears, and her own ability and will, and she's going off and she's going to prove she's the best, and she's going to make a name for herself. And the fact that I wouldn't do it that she necessarily is like going to find Headlock, like I would just say like she wants to go and be a great fighter.
Yeah, because the thing I keep going back to is, especially because again I do see this more as a cartoon show than as a movie, is I keep going back to Pokemon as the reference.
Yeah.
Right. And in Pokemon, Ash Ketchum has the very open-ended goal of, I want to be the very best, the best there ever was, right? Like, he's just trying to collect Pokemon and become the best Pokemon fighter or whatever it is in Pokemon. I like it being something more open-ended like that. And it's being something like, I'm going to, again, like, what I could see, and then this way you don't have to just shove everyone into this thing in the pilot.
Yeah.
That your main character, their goal, like, again, this is just to throw this out there. To say it's Min Min, is that the ramen girl?
Yeah.
I just feel like maybe we're also painting ourselves into a corner with the Mechanica girl. But like, if it was Min Min, right? And let's say she comes from this like clan of, like, she's the ramen bomber, right? But like her older brother, her dad, like there's like, like this is like, she's part of this clan of fighters, right? That do this, right? Or even if you were to take the ninja guy with the chains or whatever, like you take this character and then you still do that thing where you're inciting incidents, essentially, like the bad guy wipes out her clan or wipes out the ninja college or the ramen shop and just destroys it. The dying wish of her parent or someone is like, you've got to become, like, you've got to restore the honor of our family name. Like, you've got to, like, you're like something to kick her out the door to be like, I'm going to cross the globe and train with the mightiest and best fighters and the best arms fighters in all the world.
Yeah.
And I will come back
But I
and I
guess-
will bring back my family's glory.
It's just
To the
Yeah, but I guess like
Just Tom Popo with arms.
No, I like that. I think that's what we're going. To me, I guess the question is that more interesting than the version with mechanic? Like to me, it's like just like I'm doing it for the family, like honor, like feels less. Like I like the thing I like about Mechanica is she's clearly like I could see her interacting with every character and being like, okay, like this is somebody who's literally taken it into themselves, and it's just like she's a scrappy, non-springy arms girl who's going around trying to prove that she's the best and she wants to be the best fighter on the planet. Maybe I'm just not. Yeah.
Her dad
Yeah.
had a ticket. He finally got in to enter to enter
Invite.
arms. He got an invite.
Yeah.
This was like the oh
Grand
my god,
Prix invite,
Yeah.
the
you're
golden
gonna go
ticket.
to the Grand Prix, right?
Yeah.
And then he gets taken out by the arms bad
Headlock.
guy, right?
Yeah.
And then so she's like, alas, alack, but she's like, I'm gonna restore on. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
This ticket didn't say exactly who can use it, just the bearer of it.
Yeah, she's gonna go in his stead
Yeah.
to
It's
the
the speed
tournament,
racer
right?
ticket.
Like in honor of him or whatever, right? And then, she has no money. She's got to get across the country. She's got to get across the world to get there. And then it's her journey to get to the tournament. Is she's meeting these various characters in their locales, and she's learning from them and becoming a better and better fighter. And then your finale, this builds up to the tournament itself, and she's going against friend and foe alike until that final confrontation.
Okay, I do like Helix now, and here's why. I think the way you do Helix, I am totally on board with Helix being the sidekick, because the moment you say like Pokemon, I'm like, okay, so this is going to be following, because I'm also thinking about kind of like Full Metal Alchemist and kind of these other shows. I don't know if you saw Full Metal Alchemist,
no.
but it's him and his brother, but his brother's a big suit of
robot,
armor.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the classic anime structure of kind of like journeying from town to town and
Yeah.
whatever it is, and she wants to be the best. She wants to prove they're the best. And her tragic backstory is I wouldn't even do it as some tournament. It's like her father was murdered on the beach and like nobody knows how. He's beaten to death by something.
Yeah.
And it is. His arms has this sinister thing. And it was their test. They just brought Headlock and put him on a beach and took him out, right? I would do that when her backstory.
She knows it was another arms fighter.
Yes, for sure.
yeah.
And
I
so
would
she's
do
hoping to find them at this tournament.
But what I would do is imagine this sinister boat of the arms, or their stealth airplane comes in and drops Headlock. Helix works for them. Helix watched this murder and he's left. I would do that as the moment. I would do the murder of her father was the thing that Helix left from. He couldn't take it anymore. And when she found her father there, I would do that. Helix is there, and they've been like friends since. Like Helix is like her person that goes along with her on the journey or whatever.
But he's not letting her in.
I don't see Helix as this like morally conflicted scientist who saw the Nazi experiments and then he decided to.
I don't think he has a concept. I think it's like
look
I
at
think it's
this
like
guy.
Pikachu.
He looks like the sort of thing that makes a big old mess in a cereal
No,
commercial.
that's what I mean. It's like
you know what I mean?
Or he was just left.
Helix, you big old scamp. Like, what did you do?
I guess it's more like he was left behind. They don't even do escape. He got left behind there. I like him just being like, it's like she saw this
inferiority
goofy
complex.
thing. It's also part of what I like is also as part of the hint. It's part of the clue for her of who killed her father. Is that there was this there's this goofy dog creature made out of goop that follows her around that stays with her, and it's like this. It's kind of. I'm just trying to think of how because I like starting the show with like her and this like Mechanica and Helix.
I like him
like an animal.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
think he speaks in gibberish and he's like this scurry little thingamajig or whatever. Like
punches
In
really
fact, imagine
hard.
if he was scared. It's like she sees her father on the beach dead, and then she hears a. And she looks, and there's this little goop thing hiding there.
Oh, no, I got it.
Yeah.
You would do that. Felix escaped whatever. He
Yeah.
is sentient arms juice or whatever, right? And he was being tortured.
Headlock was
and-
coming to find him.
Headlock was coming to, and the dad was on the beach, like,
yeah.
we'll solve this then. And then
Yeah.
Headlock's like, out of the way, old man.
Yep.
And he's like, he puts up his dukes, and then he gets the shit kicked out of him. And then,
So Headlock is like their assassin bounty hunter guy who makes sure that the horrific whatever deeds of arms goes undone.
and Helix is the secret.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And she doesn't even realize it. But
Yeah.
again, it's like, my
that's
dad
kinda-
died protecting you. I'm going to protect you too.
Yeah. So
And
Helix
I'm going to get
also-
to the bottom of who killed my father.
And Helix also has the kind of like the Team Rocket. They all just want the Pikachu thing going for him now, right? Like he's the object that everyone, that the bad
It was like meeting
guys
like
are-
Flubber, and I like that. Some people will be like, "What is that?" And it's like, "Don't worry about it. It's my pet. Leave him alone." And they're
Yeah.
like, "I want him." But yeah, I like that.
And he's
idea.
always like she's trying to keep him hidden, and he's like zipping around, and like
Yeah.
and then she's also going to learn how to fight from him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because like he gets in trouble, and then pow, he just like just out of nowhere just like uppercuts this
Yeah.
crazy, and she's like, holy shit.
Okay, so we have essentially this girl and her pet.
By the way, then I would do that. Then Arms hires Ninjara, the ninja, to hunt down their thing, like they're like, or something like that.
Yeah.
But you would do. He's tracking them, but then he meets up with them. But he's secretly a good dude too, and he went like, like he could be that. Maybe he's her mentor, and then it's like a romance mentor thing because he's like a little bit older. He's like a cooler. Well, he's in college. Never mind. But like but that's what I could see is that you do like I don't know, maybe.
I think Springman's kind of cool because here's what I would see for Spring.
Okay, go ahead. But I have thoughts on Ninjara. But
okay, well, Ninjara to me feels like a good. So I'm thinking about this as a TV show now. In which case, like Ninjara was a good episode, 2 episode, 3 episode arc where it's like she meets Ninjara.
She goes to a school. And
I mean, to me now, this is very much like she is journeying from town to town,
gang skills,
getting into fights to get some money to make it to the next town.
Yes.
And she's working her way up and trying to get more and more famous.
I could get closer to the tournament, but these people in the town need my help.
And she is,
and now I'm going to help them.
Yeah, exactly. And I think she's somebody who, with this loss, and ultimately she wants to fight. Unlike a lot of these people, I think what you ultimately learn is that everybody has this real reason for why they want to be a fighter. Like she breaks, like the heart of the story is going to be she meets somebody, it's very competitive, it's like I'm better than you, and then eventually they realize like Min Min's just trying to bring honor to her family, and they learn from each other, and then they shake hands and she goes off to the next town, and she's helping these people with their emotional problems.
They shake hands from
and
very
she's
far
learning
away.
as well. And then you would do the thing where it's like when it comes, because to me it's not about the revenge so much as it is like when she gets into the final tournament. I was thinking about
totally do an episode where she plays Arms volleyball, like like this beach volleyball thing or whatever.
But it's like
over here we don't fight, we ball.
But I was thinking about like in terms of Shaolin Soccer. Shaolin Soccer is not literally I'm going up against Team Evil. They're like we're going to start a soccer league, and then when they get there, Team Evil's there. So to me, it'd be like as you build to your season finale or the thing you're constantly playing, it's like when is she going to finally learn that Headlock killed her father, and so did Arms, and we would have to figure out what is Arms doing that's so wrong. But then it's also, and then at what point is she going to finally face Headlock? And it would be when she gets to the big tournament. It's going to be, of course, it's up against Headlock, and they're going to use that. He's like, I killed your father, to try to psych her out when she comes there.
So what I was going to say is the reason.
And by the way, you get your multiple seasons by her not defeating him in the end of the first season.
Yeah, or you do defeat him, and actually you then reveal that what the Arms thing is.
Yeah.
To me, the reason I would go with Ninjara over Springman as her mentor is that I just feel like Ninjara's cooler, but it would also be like, it seems to me you could do that thing, especially if he's originally hired, or however she crosses paths with him. He seems more like the super serious guy that is kind of trying to prove himself too, and like he would be like take the training very seriously, but he needs to loosen up a little bit.
I would do it as
Springman. I'm looking at this guy.
I don't think Springman either. I would take it. I don't think you need a season long arc.
With a mentor character,
even in a weird way, even though he doesn't really talk, like they learn from each other, and I would say that she gains mentors at various times. Like I would absolutely see like she's somewhere and she's having some problem, and rather than the other way around where she often helps people, like she's in deep shit, and then Jaro shows up for her, and he's saying that he's and like he ends up being this an older kid who's on his own also, a couple of years older, and gives her a bunch of tips and is like a mentor.
Here's what we're gonna do, and then we're gonna call it.
Okay,
we're gonna pitch our pilot.
Yeah,
we're gonna pitch a random episode for the middle of the show.
Yeah,
to give you the flavor.
Yeah,
or two, or like a couple. We'll talk some ideas, and then we'll be like, what's the season finale?
Yeah.
Yep. So it seems to me that the pilot episode of this thing, we're introduced to the wild, wacky world of Arms. And, Mechanica, whatever her real name is, right? She is a carefree child living in this Eden-esque world of Beach Town, or whatever the name of the beach is, and her dad is the robot who runs the beach patrol, and everyone likes her, and everything's great. Right?
I would do. You have the cute moment where she's pretending to punch because she loves Arms so much,
and her dad is just
her dad brings and gives her 2 little springs that he's made because he's a robot.
Yeah,
and now she's got these goofy springs, and she's wishing she was.
But it's also you do this adorable thing where it's like he works his ass off to provide for her, patrolling the beach all day. But then by night he goes to the underground Arms boxing ring. She cheers him on, and then she's his coach. She's his cut coach in the corner. He gets crap knocked out of him, and she comes in with a wrench, tuning him up, and boom, boom, boom.
That's why she's a mechanic.
Yeah,
she's
she fixes him up. Yeah,
Shades of one of the best Steven Universe episodes, by the way.
Oh, okay, sure,
but good, but very good.
So then, boom. So this is her life, right? But intrigue comes to town in the form of an Arms shipping container washes ashore, and again this little Glibglor Helix has escaped, right? And he's hiding out in the beach town, and this hulking mysterious figure is hunting him down. the father winds up in the way of that
Yep.
and gets the stuffing kicked out of him. This is all off screen. Like,
He's split into screws and bolts, and
and she's not good enough to put him back together. You get that tragic moment where like his battery is washed out to sea, and she's trying to fix him, but she can't. Right?
He says that to her. You're just not good enough to fix me. And then he dies. That's what his last words to her.
Dang. Heavy.
But then she sees that she's devastated. She sees, but then she also finds out that her dad died trying to protect this little thing, so she swears to protect him.
Oh my God! You could do a thing where, like, as he's dying, he's like quick, and like she like plugs in, like she gets a USB drive, and she downloads like his last like memories and thoughts. So you get this like little like Superman thing where like at night she can like plug in and like see her dad talking to her. Like she like the final words he gives her is like in the form
and
of
it's some clue,
his memory,
and she's always trying to figure out what the clue means.
Yeah,
you know
so
what I mean?
you can track throughout.
Yeah,
it.
and it just means believe in yourself.
It means always drink your Ovaltine.
Yeah, so yeah, I love that. I think you do because of him winning this tournament at the beginning. That's what got him the ticket to go to the big Grand Prix, and so they were so excited about that. And it's like his life got cut short, and she wants to know who killed him, and she's got this thing to protect, and she's like, something's going on.
Sorry, nitpicky, just to maybe mix up the lore a bit. His fighting name should be Mechanica. She gets a ticket for Mechanica. She makes this whole armor.
What is his fighting?
It's like Bart, and I mean, it's just because what I would do is like she shows up and it's like, that's the ticket for Mechanica. It's like, yeah, who do you think I am? And you see her big suit. It's like, I'm Mechanica. And it's like, cool, she's got her dad's name. Anyways.
Yeah. Okay. So yes. So she decides like, and that's the only way I'm going to be able to figure out who killed my father. And like, she's always wanted to do this. And she heads off. She hits the road with the little wacky alien.
Yeah.
To everything we pitch has a wacky alien.
Those are the last two
with
things.
Helix. She hits the road with Helix, and she's going to train and become the greatest arms fighter in the world, and she's going to make her way to that tournament to find the man who killed her father.
Yeah.
Slow-mo anime theme song as they walk off into the sunset, slow motion as the
if you want to see a spring, it would literally be she wins some goofy local tournament, and then it's like great, you got.
I think you say that's the second episode. Like I think this episode ends with her building the suit. I think you would maybe do like a lesser goon comes for Helix.
Yeah,
and then she comes out and you get it's like the aliens moment, right?
Yeah.
Where like it's like you're like, where's she been? Like what's going on? These goons come out looking for Helix, and then she comes out in the suit and it's like, get away from him, you bitch! And she's just like, and then she's like, I'm gonna fight and we're gonna blah blah.
Yeah, I mean, her last line, she's literally she's going to almost essentially walking into the sense and being like, somebody's be like, where are you going? She's like, could go be the best fighter in the world or whatever it is.
By the man who killed my father.
And then like the anime theme song plays.
Exactly.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
Pilot.
All right, some episode ideas. Yeah. She's meeting these characters, right? Yeah. So, like, yes, you would do the episode where she goes to. Oh, you know what you do? You do a two-parter because, like, Ramen and Ninja both say Japan to me.
Really?
So
really?
Shut up. You would do an episode. I think you could do a twofer episode that features the Ninja guy and Ribbon Girl. Do you know what I mean? Like, not Ribbon Girl, Min Min. Where there's like this ramen shop in the Ninja College, and maybe they have a crush on each other. And, they're keeping each other at arm's length. And then she's got to bring them together. She's learning. But again, it's like, it would be she comes to this town to do a fight, right?
Yeah.
But the local girl from the ramen place is unbeatable. And she's kind of seeing like this competitive mirror of herself. But then she gets trained by
Ninja guy.
Ninjago.
Ninjago.
What's his name?
Lego Ninjago.
Lego's Ninjago. I'm going to get the name right. Ninjara, thank you. So then, she and Ninjara train, and then there's a bit of chemistry between Ninjara and Min Min, and then she maybe whatever. But they're enemies and they can't.
Can't show it because they have their. They each have their honor.
Here's what she learns from the two of them: is she learns about how to compete with your friends but still be friends. Do you know what I mean? Like classic kid movie, kid show stuff is you got to learn how to be able to play sports against someone but be a good friend to them afterwards.
Well, then just to go into wild stories, just to show this the how
range.
crazy the range of the show can be is like I would do. Then she's stuck. Her bus broke down and she's out in the middle of Egypt, right? And she's trying to figure out where to go.
And there's a curse.
And there's a mummy. And then she finds out it's like this is a guy who got cursed by a mummy, and he just wants to go back home. And then they realize they got to go back down into the temple
to lift the curse.
To lift the curse, which is of course going to be fighting an ancient mummy. So again, I think that you can do just so many
crazy.
Yeah, you just go into wild things. There's all these fighters
like
that she's
sad
meeting.
Mummy that she meets.
Yeah, exactly. Again, not to go back to that, you could totally do again. I would do that. She gets into Hollywood, or she's in, and it's just like
some local talent scouts.
After,
like, you got what it takes, kid.
I would do that. She's like, I would do that. She fights and she does pretty good or whatever, and she goes to this party afterwards. Is way too grown up for her. She's lost. She's alone, and she starts talking to Twintel without knowing who she is. And Twintel's like, oh, I like this kid. She likes me for not who I am, and all of a sudden she gets this relationship with this. And you would do that. She teaches her like to Intel's lost kind of something. Nobody's real friends with her anymore. Everybody likes her because she's famous.
Well, it's also for Mechanica, like she's starting to become a famous fighter. And she's struggling with fame. That's why she's in this party. Like she's and then
what am I doing here?
She gets her first cool famous friend. Okay, so this is all feeling fun.
Yeah,
it feels like this builds up to, of course, she gets to the tournament, right?
Yeah.
And here's what I love about building this up. She's been meeting all these other characters along the way. Now she's going to have to fight them one by one by one.
Yeah.
And she knows they all have these dreams themselves. They all have these super important reasons to be there. And so then there's like the real conflict of her having to fight against these people, having grown to care for them and stuff like that.
Then what you do is essentially the Pokemon movie where the tears bring back Ash. But what you do is it's like she beats them all. And against this competition is this real test. And would do however you get to Headlock, we need to figure out what Arms is doing that's more sinister, but maybe that's just a season 2 answer. Is it would be like she's knocked down. Like she's on the mat. She's dead, essentially. And you do everybody she beat is in the stands cheering her on because she's made friends. Like it's not competition, and like it's their cheers rally her on, and they give her some, and even like her dad, like somebody like Intel plugs in her dad's message, and her dad's there too, and everybody she's ever made friends with the whole season is cheering her on. She stands up and like, you can do it.
Oh, you do like that little thing that has her dad's memory on it, has like some last little bit of power in it, right? It's like this last little chunk of power.
Oh, and they plug it in.
She powers herself up with it, but she's got to let go of this last memory of him at the same time, right? And she uses that last little bit of juice from her father to get back up and do this fight.
You do Helix. Helix would come out. That'd be the last thing. Helix is.
Here's this other thing you do, because I feel like deep down a lot of the show is about sportsmanship.
Yeah,
like it is about it's like how do you how do you resolve that crisis, right? Like we both have really good reasons for being here.
Yeah.
But hey, the game is a magic circle.
Yeah.
The game is the game, and that's like that.
Yeah.
That takes honor over all else.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of the fight, she's losing peace. She's got revenge in her heart.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? This is all about killing the man, beating the man who beat her father, right?
Yeah.
And then that change, like your sort of big dig down deep moment, is that last memory with the father, and she realizes what it means, which is she's got to let go of revenge. It's got to just be about
her dad loved the game. Her dad loved.
She has to honor him. Don't avenge him. Honor him.
Yeah.
Live up to his example and love the sport. Do you know what I mean? Like when he came into the ring, he left it. It was all about the art and the beauty of arms boxing, right? And so the only way for her to really beat this guy is to let go of everything else. Again, you would have that like as this theme that he teaches her, back when he's alive. It's like when you step into that ring, nothing else matters, right?
Yeah. Right.
When you step into that ring, you have to leave it all behind. That includes all of this other stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's also about her getting over this grief, but it's like her becoming a true athlete is about learning how to play the game, and then that's how she's able to beat him at the end.
So then I would say
through love, not through
I love that. I think that's absolutely the ending. And then so we don't have to figure out what exactly Arms is doing in season 2. That's how you do it. Is you let everybody have that fantastic ending, and then you just cut to a shadowy figure staring at the corpse of Headlock, and it's like, it looks like the experiment failed. We'll have to start again from scratch. No, not from scratch. And then they hold up a picture of Mechanica. It's like, we start with her. You're like, what? Who are these people that have a Headlock, and what are they going to do with Mechanica?
Yeah.
And he's like, fine, we'll figure it out in season 2. We already came up with the whole season. That's not bad. I would watch that show. It sounds like a fun sports anime.
Fighting, like a
sports
fun
anime,
fighty show,
wacky
sports anime. Yeah. Anyway, that's our idea for Arms, the wacky, fun kids anime.
It's the next Pokemon.
It's the next Pokemon, man.
Is still going, right?
So again, you can discuss this if you want to do fan art, if you're so inclined. Although this one's kind of weird.
We're going to change it from did it break us or not to you're going to rate the show.
Yeah. So go ahead and rate the show.
The show now in your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. How is that show? Hit us up. Hashtag Story Break on Twitter.
So let's say 4-star rating. So, I mean, not that you give
Let's
us a 4-star
give people
rating.
as many different things to keep track of as possible.
Yeah, sorry, we're trying to
hit us up and tell us how you think we did.
Excerpts from the Rotten Tomatoes / Metacritic reviews. We'll read them next time. And please, if you're a fan, this is, again, for those of you just joining us on the stream, this is a record of a podcast that we do called Story Break, where we try and break a story for all kinds of properties and all kinds of different things. Everything from serial characters to video games. And in this case, this week, the game Arms.
We love doing it. This is why we got into this job, and a lot of the days is us pounding our head against stories that define our careers, or if we make money, or if we can have families. It is a blast to be able to just spend an hour just having a good time trying to figure out if we can make a story happen that, there's no pressure. It's just, can we be entertaining? Can we make something fun? So hopefully you keep listening, because it'll let us keep doing it.
Yeah, and if you're a fan, do us a favor, head on over to iTunes and leave a review and some words. It helps us out, helps get the podcast out. So anyway, we'll be back. We'll be hitting you next week with yet another weird thing from the Storyverse. So until next time, we will see you all later.
Bye, guys.
Adios.